Okay, so we have our answers for questions about Mr. Sweet Oldman. So this question is from Lizzie asking about how we choose manufacturers that we're going to work with the VA, and then why we chose this particular hearing aid, Phonak Audio P90RT for Mr. Oldman. The VA contracts with most of the major manufacturers: GN Resound, Oticon, Savantos, Sonova, and Starkey. For this veteran, we decided to go with something that was really similar to what he had before. He really liked that style and it was working for him. What we did change was his last pair of hearing aids were not rechargeable. So when we talked about it, he was really excited about this option. So we ordered that for him and things are going well for him with it. It's also a good option for those with dexterity issues because you don't have to worry about changing those small batteries. This question from Kayla asking about working with accessories and giving them to veterans whenever they come in. Typically, whenever we order a hearing aid or hearing aids for a new patient, we don't, right away offer accessories. It just kind of is case by case. And I don't want to say that the VA is stingy, but I think they, are really aware that they don't want to take advantage of, taxpayer dollars and just hand out things for people who don't really need them, like a partner mic or a TV streamer, things like that. Some of the accessories are not available right now just due to chip shortages with COVID and everything. So that's a bummer, but hopefully we'll be getting things back. I'm sure all of you guys are aware of this shortage as well. Okay, Dr. Westrick asked about the differences between the HHIE and the HHIES. The hearing handicap inventory for the elderly. The full tool inventory is made up of 25 questions that are asking about elderly people's perception of the impact of their hearing loss. The screening tool is a shortened version of the regular HHIE. It only has 10 questions, but both inventories have questions that fall into two different categories: situational or emotional, and then the scoring of responses is really similar between the two as well. And then Dr. Westrick had more questions. One, how old were this patient's hearing aids? And this patient's hearing aids were 6 years old. Veterans are eligible for new hearing aids every 5 years at the VA. He's asking, why this recommendation was made. Was, changes in hearing? Was something changed there? Or is he just eligible? So these are, all good reasons to evaluate a patient for a new set of aids. But for this man in particular, he had been eligible for new devices for a full year before he called us. They just started to wear out after 6 years, and so he called us and we got him in. And he just happened to be eligible also, which is a good thing. So, like I said, eligible every 5 years for new hearing aids. Whenever we go through the process of getting new aids, we test their hearing as well, make sure that everything's looking stable, or we encourage them, call us if you notice any big changes in your hearing, or if, there's loss and damage of the devices. Emma is asking about asymmetry and referral for ENT. So similar to a lot of places, I think, probably criteria for referral for asymmetry. We're going to refer if there's been a 15 dB difference in pure tone thresholds of 3 consecutive frequencies or 2 of 20 or greater. And then also, of course, a sudden unilateral decrease in frequencies is a good reason to get them checked out by ENT. And then typically when we do referrals, we want them all to be done through the VA. It's just good for continuity of care and checking up and things like that. We have a system called community care, and that's for veterans who have issues with transportation. They live too far away from like our clinic to,